What if I told you that I could give you 4 times as much jiu-jitsu in a year? I can give you 4 years of jiu-jitsu in 1 year of classes. What if I told you that? What if I said, hey, I could expedite how much jiu-jitsu you can see? I can expedite how much jiu-jitsu you can experience by 4. Now, for those of us over the age of 35, we realize exactly how important that is. Which is funny because that leads right into the point that I'm trying to make. You tell an 18-year-old I can give you 4 times as much jiu-jitsu, as appealing as it is, it's not nearly as important. Us middle-aged folk that know that our time is limited. If I told you that, would you take advantage of it? Would you be interested? And could you truly take what I'm about to say and apply it on the mat with your training partners, irregardless of if they cooperate or not? Because that's what I'm going to ask you to do. Now, I can give you 4 times as much jiu-jitsu, and in order for you to get to that level, in order for you to take advantage of this very specially priced offer, you're going to have to do it no matter how your training partner reacts. Which means if they don't cooperate, then you're not going to feel so great about yourself. But if I can get everybody to do this, if I can get everybody to cooperate, just imagine how good everybody would be in 1 year. Now, all kidding aside, the point that I'm trying to make is I can make your jiu-jitsu so much better, and I can get you to see so much more jiu-jitsu if you were to truly adopt the methodology of flow rolling. If you were truly able to adopt and take this in and make this a personal goal of yours, I can tell you that you're going to see way more jiu-jitsu than the average person that comes down here to compete on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Why is that? Let me tell you. I'm glad you asked. The reason is, when you come down here to compete, you compete through a very narrow window. You have blinders on. You only see one thing, and that's victory. And you're gonna do whatever it takes to get to the finish line. You're gonna do whatever it takes to win each and every rolling session, which means you're only gonna see a very limited amount of jiu-jitsu. And you're likely gonna shut the other person down, or the other person's gonna shut down because they sense that you're trying to win a medal or a trophy and feel really good about yourself. But in the long run, what you're doing is you're limiting how much jiu-jitsu you're actually gonna see. Now, if I told you that if you slowed it down and you allowed things to happen, if you allowed that smaller, weaker person to do different aspects of their game to you, or if you allowed a lower rank to do certain things to you, and you allowed yourself to have these things done, you are going to see so much more jiu-jitsu. Once your goal changes to see all of the jiu-jitsu versus winning, then your jiu-jitsu game is truly going to open up. Once you understand that you're not battling with anybody, there's no platform for you to stand on at the end of class. Once you realize that, and you change your competitive mindset to a puzzle-solving mindset, everything changes. And if you can, the earlier that you can adopt this way of thinking, the earlier that you can build this into how you train, the better off you're going to be. I think that women are better at jiu-jitsu, not because of their flexibility, but because of their lack of testosterone. We have been taught, born and bred, as young boys, to walk around with our fists clenched. And if somebody gives us a problem, I'll punch them in the face, right? And that's how we tackle every issue that is problematic to us. To where women don't. Women are thinkers. And this is not sexist because I'm making fun of both genders, right? So don't cancel me. But women are thinkers. And I know more women that do crossword puzzles and Sudoku than men. And that is because their stimuli lies in their brain. And if you take a woman who can get past the awkwardness of Jiu Jitsu and they learn to play the game and they learn to understand and appreciate, which they will much faster than men, appreciate the problem-solving aspect of the game, they excel way faster than guys. It's because we are fueled by testosterone. If you can put that testosterone aside and view your roles as a game, as a problem, as a Rubik's Cube, if you can approach it with that mentality, you can allow yourself to get caught. When you play chess, you often will sacrifice a pawn in order to get a bishop, right? That's no different in Jiu Jitsu. Sometimes you have to allow that armbar to happen in order to see how it is they're applying that armbar. So if they go to throw it and you just smash them down and crush them and go, no, armbar me, I'm better than you. If you do that, you never get to feel their armbar. You never get to feel their guillotine choke. You never get to feel their side choke or their cross collar choke, or you never get to feel their technique. And if you don't get to feel their technique, when you do get to feel it, it's a surprise and it'll crush you. But you can't get there being competitive. You can only get there if you're flow rolling and you don't care. If you don't care about being tapped, the whole world will open up to you. I promise you this. I promise you. The problem is that you can put this in your head and you can go and you can slap and bump. And the first person you go with, they come to get a trophy that night. And then you throw it out the window because you're like, I'm not just going to let them walk all over me. My challenge to you is this. Let them walk all over you. Let them. It's fine. If you roll with somebody and they've clearly had a bad day and they've clearly come to the gym with a purpose, just survive. Don't try to compete with them. Don't do it. Just survive, get through it, get to the next round till you get somebody that wants to play the game with you. Because jiu-jitsu practice should be a game. And if you're not laughing, talking shit, and making fun of each other when you do it, you're doing it wrong. And if you're not doing those things, it means you're competing. And I don't want you guys to compete with each other. We're all on the same team. We're all one big team. I don't want you competing with each other. It's why we throw submissions slow. You have to allow the submissions to happen. It's no different than when you're boxing with somebody and you put the gloves on. Do you get mad every time they land a jab? Well, if you've never boxed, you probably do because it still sucks, right? But eventually you get used to the jab. You get used to getting punched. Nobody's ever put boxing gloves on and not been punched. If you put them on enough, you're gonna get punched. In jiu-jitsu, you need to understand quick, early, and often that you're gonna get tapped. And the more that you can accept that, and the more that you can thrive on the fact that you have training partners that are tapping you out, the better off you're gonna be. That's my spiel. I'm sorry this is such a long video. That's my spiel. Enjoy being tapped. Keep it a game. Keep it playful. It's the only way you're gonna excel in jiu-jitsu. If you wanna compete, there are plenty of places out there that will let you compete. But I'm telling you, if you wanna see jiu-jitsu, chill out a little bit. All right.